Having supervised the safe landing of his men, Major General Joseph Barrett, in the face of devastating enemy fire and with utter disregard for his own safety, rallied units that were pinned down and led them in assaulting several heavily fortified enemy gun positions. General Barrett's personal gallantry was an inspiration to the men in his command and gave them confidence to move forward and achieve their objective. For this outstanding example of personal courage and leadership, General Barrett is awarded the Distinguished Service Cross.
Congratulations, Joe. Joe, it looks great there, very distinguished.
This stuff is a lot of malarkey, you know that, General.
Well, at Corps headquarters, we're mighty proud of you.
I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of you, every one of you. This division's the best fighting outfit in the Army, and you guys can take the bow for it. As soon as we break out of this beachhead, get a little elbow room, we'll take this outfit all the way to Berlin, right?
Sir, Colonel Weech is waiting now, sir.
Tell him I'll be with him in a minute.
Yes, sir.
You know my aide, Johnny Sanchez?
Yes, sure. Gentlemen, if you'll excuse us. By the way, General Bradley wanted me to offer his congratulations on the hardware.
Tell the General I appreciate it.
The other thing is, you're being relieved of command here.
Relieved? You kidding?
No, I'm afraid not.
They can't take this outfit away from me. It's mine. I trained these men. Soldiered with them for 2 years. We crossed the beach together. Now, when it's all ready to pay off, well, what the hell have I done?
This is a personal decision of General Bradley. He wants you to take over the 14th Division.
The 14th? Division's a disaster.
That's the point. Look, Joe, the 14th is falling apart, and we don't have a spare division ashore that we can throw in to take its place. If you can't replace a division that's faltering, you replace the division commander.
Yeah, but why me?
They seem to think that you're the man to pull this outfit together because you're a Mustang, because you were a GI yourself.
What the hell does that have to do with it?
Well, the theory is that you have a special feeling for the troops and that they have a special feeling for you.
What is this, a combat assignment or a love story?
Look, Joe, it doesn't matter what we think. You're to go down there and find out what's wrong, whatever it takes. You're to get that outfit cranked up and operating.
Yes, sir.
You've got a blank check from General Bradley to do whatever needs to be done. If somebody needs to be fired, fire him. I'll send you a replacement. You'll still be in my command.
When do I have to leave here?
Well, we don't want to rush you. Just so you get down there sometime tomorrow.
That's what I love about you people up topside. You're all heart. Morning.
Hey, huh?
I'm General Barrett.
Good morning, sir.
Sergeant, take a note to the Chief of Staff. I want a meeting of all troop commanders, regiment, battalion, and company level, as soon as possible. By the way, where is the Chief of Staff?
Right here, sir. I'm Colonel Talbot.
How do you do? My aide, Captain Sanchez.
Captain? This is Colonel Avery, G1. Colonel Fowler, G3.
How do you do, sir?
Sergeant, see if you can find Colonel Graham, will you? He's G2.
Doug Graham?
Yes, he told me you used to know each other.
That's right, back in Washington at the Pentagon.
You wanted an officer's call, right, General?
Yes, all troop commanders in the division.
We have a French Maquis detachment here. Do you want them included?
Mm-hmm.
May I inquire as to the subject of the meeting?
Yeah. The subject is morale. All you have to do is look at the troops. Slovenly appearance, poor military courtesy. They don't look like soldiers. They look like a beaten mob. I want that meeting as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. You wouldn't mind waiting until General Dawson leaves the headquarters, would you, sir?
Where is General Dawson?
He's in his office, packing a few personal things. Would you like me to take you in?
No. I'll introduce myself. General Dawson, I'm Joe Barrett. Sorry we have to meet under such circumstances.
So am I.
Anything I can do for you, just let me know.
Thank you. Oh, General, there is one thing you can do.
What's that?
Don't fire any of my men till you give them a chance. They're all regular Army, and a thing like this can't do a man's career any good.
A man does his work, he won't get canned. Promise you that.
Whatever's happened to the division is not their fault. Colonel Talbot's a fine chief of staff, and the G's are all first rate.
What's the trouble, then?
Well, I've lost a lot of sleep over that. I'll tell you one thing. I think this is a hard luck outfit. I've never believed in luck before, but now...
Well, now maybe your luck will change.
A busted division commander? Not a chance. The Aleutians, maybe. A warehouse in South Dakota. Whatever it is, it'll be a relief. Frankly, I'm glad it's your headache instead of mine.
All right, Sergeant, I'll tell him. General Dawson, your transportation's ready.
Thank you. Well, Barrett, goodbye. I hope you have more luck than I did.
We'll do the best we can.
Excuse me, General. General Barrett, I'd like you to meet my good friend Jean Duval. Jean is the commander of the local Maquis group attached to the division.
My great pleasure, General Barrett. I have here 2 bottles of cognac. I will put them in your car.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you very much.
It is good cognac, General. It will ease the journey.
He's a good man. John was in the French underground fighting the Germans while you and I are still playing soldiers back at the States. All right. I'll be watching the reports on you.
You better save a spot for me in the Aleutians. Oh, Sergeant.
Sir, would you mind if we went outside for a minute, just long enough to say goodbye?
Sure, go ahead.
I can't tell you how delighted I was when I heard you were coming to take over.
Well, to tell you the truth, the rest of the staff isn't that happy.
Well, maybe that's because they never played poker with you. How's your chess game?
You know, I've carried that board around with me ever since you taught me. Well, chess is for eggheads anyway. In barracks, what did we play? We played poker, we played blackjack.
Joe.
Yeah.
Tell me about your son.
I'll tell you about him. Do you know that kid is on Saipan? Made corporal?
I didn't know he was in the service.
Yeah, he enlisted in 1942. Right after my wife died.
Hey, what is this I hear about you being a G2?
Ah! Well, you get too old to command, too young to retire, too stupid to do anything else. Only one place for you. Intelligence.
Well, what about that sweet job you had back in Washington?
Oh, well, for some reason, the Pentagon decided that during wartime, they don't need a regular Army officer to escort the ladies around embassy rooms, so...
All right, come on in. We may as well get acquainted. Now, I wasn't sent here because I'm smarter than you or General Dawson. I was sent here because I was a dog-faced once. I'm supposed to know something extra about soldiering. I was a top kick, too. So you may have trouble with the way I talk. But I promise you one thing. You're not going to have trouble understanding me. Now, I don't know what's wrong around here, but there's the odor of decaying morale I could smell a mile away. Men who feel licked are going to get licked. Now, I want these boys to feel they can win. I want to crank up this outfit. I want to light a fire under every regimental and battalion commander, and in a week's time, I want to move. I want to mount an attack, and I want to kick hell out of some Germans.
No, sir, but the attack started very strong.
Yeah, and then we hit the side of a brick outhouse. The men have no confidence. They get to a hill, and then the engine conks out. What about casualties?
I have enough reports yet, sir, but I'd say they were pretty heavy.
What's the matter with you, Sergeant?
He was an artillery forward observer with Baker Company of the 44th. When the German artillery started to come in, he left his post and ran. The MPs picked him up heading for the rear. The man's a coward, General.
Anything like this in his past record?
No, sir, I believe not.
What's your name, Sergeant?
Clement.
First name?
Andrew.
How old are you, Andy? You know, I have a boy about your age. He's out in the Pacific.
Maybe the General would rather that I'd handle this.
There's no big hurry, is there? You know, Andy, deserting your post in combat's a very serious offense. They can give you the firing squad for that.
Well, if you want my opinion, sir,
What's that?
we should send him straight up to Army headquarters for court-martial. They've already been notified he's coming. I'll prefer the charges if you'd rather not, General.
Go ahead. Go ahead and prefer charges. Both of you. Go ahead and shoot me. I don't care. I'll die anyway if I stay in this lousy outfit. I'm not going back to the line. I'm not going to do it. I mean, you want to shoot me? Just go ahead and shoot me. Shoot! Shoot me! Shoot me!
Take the sergeant back to his billet and hold him there.
Yes, sir. General, you talked about morale. What I'm concerned about here is fear. This kind of fear can be contagious. You've got to stop it before it becomes epidemic.
A boy's life is at stake. We can afford to take our time about it.
Maybe you can, but the people up at Army are going to hold me responsible.
Why you?
Because I'm the chief of staff and I'm supposed to go by the book.
You ever been scared, Colonel? I mean, really scared, combat scared, up front scared.
No, sir.
Well, I have. I've been so scared I couldn't control my wind or water. I'm not sending that boy up until I know the circumstances, until I know about him. Sometimes you have to look at the man, Colonel. Not just the book.
Yes, sir.
I want the division surgeon to examine that boy right away. And I want to see his 201 file.
Yes, sir.
Joe?
Yeah.
I've got some early after-action reports here. The 44th had 6 forward observation posts knocked out.
6 of them.
Direct hits on every one of them. Our troops couldn't get any effective artillery support because there was nobody to put the guns on target.
We can't win. We can't win if we have to fight blindfolded. You know, Doug, some days I wish I were a master sergeant again. You have more authority than the commanding general and none of the responsibility.
My group was supposed to get support from 3rd Battalion. It's right there on the operation order, right there. And what did we get? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. 2 men I lost. 2 of my best men. 4 years these men have been fighting Germans, and now they are dead because this division of yours can't hold its ground.
Wait a minute. We lost men today, too. They hadn't been fighting Germans as long as your men, but they're just as dead. Now, you have any complaints about this division, you bring them to me. You understand?
I will do that, sir. Thank you.
Johnny!
Yes, sir.
Get the Jeep. We're going to look at some of those OPs.
Let's do it.
I hope he hates Germans as much as he does Americans.
Oh, he hates Germans, all right. He and his group derailed 12 troop trains just before D-Day. They blew up 17 bridges. His wife, captured by the Germans and killed. Apparently a beautiful girl, married 6 months.
Yeah. Well. Tell him his 2 men will be buried with full military honors. Tell him I want to be there, too. Let's take a look.
Over here, sir. This is the observation post where Sergeant Collins was stationed.
Look at the pattern of these shell bursts. One short, Another salvo long, one right on the money.
Collins was the sergeant here. This lieutenant was the forward observer. From what they tell me, there wasn't much left of him.
I'd say I blame the kid for ducking out. I want to talk to Collins right away. Let's find out where he's billeted. Wait here.
I had to sedate him, General. He's emotionally quite disturbed.
Get a chance to check him out?
Oh, he's all right. Some doctors call this battle fatigue, and some just call him yellow.
Lieutenant Devlin. Where are you?
Take it easy, Andy.
Sir, Lieutenant Devlin and I always worked together. He was the best officer in our outfit. After that shell hit, I reached out and grabbed his arm. I pulled it toward me, and then I realized that's all there was left of him. I ran away. I ran as fast as I could. I'm sorry.
Keep an eye on her.
Sir, General Barrett wanted to see Sergeant Collins' 201 file.
That's right. Just put it on his desk.
Yes, sir.
That sergeant is getting more attention than a corps commander. Well, I guess I'm not used to enlisted men running the Army.
Meaning General Barrett?
Oh, that's right. He's a friend of yours, isn't he?
Fascinating case, this man. He was raised in an orphanage. Joined the Army when he was 18. He soldiered all over the world. Had some fantastic experiences at Pearl Harbor. Fought in the Pacific.
Morning, General. I have the casualty report, sir. Bring him in. Come on in, gentlemen. Have that boy's 201 file?
Yes, sir. Right there on your desk.
Well, he has a fine combat record. No indication of cowardice here. Give me those casualty reports.
Pretty high for the assault battalions, General. From these preliminary figures, I'd say between 5 and 6%.
That is high. Too damn high. Didn't gain any ground either.
As a matter of fact, sir, we were pushed back in several sectors.
That's been the pattern all along. Every time we start to move, we get stopped dead in our tracks. And each time morale drops a little lower.
How do you explain that, Colonel?
I can't explain it, sir.
Well, there's got to be a reason. No such thing as a bad division. This outfit's not performing, it's our fault, yours and mine.
Have you got any suggestions, General?
You can't drive men when their morale is shot. You have to lead them. We do have to tighten up around here. Expect more and demand more. But we have to show more interest. You take it from me. Can ride their tails off as long as they know somebody gives a damn. After this, Sergeant, you see to it that your men keep their rifles clean, or you're going to lose those stripes. A man can't save his life or yours either. His rifle's dirty. I saw men in those foxholes without blankets. And I want to know why. When I was a GI, we had some crummy supply sergeants. Used to hold out on blankets. Make the men pay for them. Now, you issue these tomorrow morning, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, that's no name for a combat headquarters. Sounds like an old folks' home. Let's get a new code name for this outfit.
Let's go. I got a lot of cleaning up to do. Move it. Let's go. Move it. Come on, move it. Let's go. I ain't got all day. Let's go. Move it. Come on. Let's go. Come on, stupid. Come on. Sorry, sir. Honest, I didn't mean it. Don't stand there, Harvey. Find something special for the general.
I want some of that. I wouldn't feed this stuff to a starving buzzard. Tell headquarters company to get some hot chow up here right away.
Yes, sir.
Hey, carry yourself. You guys getting your mail all right?
Yes, sir.
Good. How you doing, Sergeant? Hey, nice-looking girl.
She's my wife, sir.
Well, you're a lucky man. You tell her I said so.
Yes, sir.
Well, anything I can do for you girls? Anything you need?
I need a couple of weeks in Bermuda, General. But I'd settle for a nice hot bath.
Johnny, I want you to find out why the nurses at this hospital don't have a portable shower unit. I want you to see to it personally that these girls get a bath.
Yes, sir.
Strike that word, personally.
You got to stay in the rear.
Not with us, General.
I don't believe it.
You want to get your fool heads blown off? I can see you lighting that cigarette a half a mile away.
Sorry, sir.
Do you want to smoke? Get down in the bottom of the hole.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah.
Call Commander wants you on the phone back at CP.
Keep your heads down, boys.
You think he was really a general?
How in the hell should I know? I never saw one before.
That's more like it. Barrett speaking. You wanted me, General?
Yes, Joe. I want to straighten out that bulge in the line held by the 44th. I want you to attack tomorrow at 2300.
General, I wonder if we could hold off on that. I'm just getting squared away here. Tell you the truth, this outfit's not ready. Especially for a night attack.
No outfit is ever ready. You know that. I'll see that you get additional tank support.
I've got a real morale problem here, General. I'm just getting squared away, but I need more time. Sir, I can't discuss it any further on this line.
I don't want to discuss it any further, period. You jump off at 2300 tomorrow.
Sergeant! Sir, get the Chief of Staff in here. And Colonel Graham. Yes, sir. We're going to mount an attack tomorrow night to straighten out our lines. The bulbs the Germans drove into the 44th.
Tomorrow night, sir?
That's right.
General, say, couldn't we postpone that for a couple of days? The men are still rocky from that last situation.
You want to argue with the Corps commander? Yeah. Ask him if it's important. Okay, send him in. What is it, Doctor?
Sir, Sergeant Collins would like to talk to you personally. He says it's absolutely vital, and, well, if his story checks out, he just may be right about it.
All right, bring him in. You have something to say to me, Sergeant?
Sir, I couldn't tell you this the other day. I was too nervous. General, there's something screwy going on.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Sit down. Now, go on.
The Germans know in advance every move we make. Well, they know ahead of time. Lieutenant Devlin and I, we tried to tell people, but nobody would listen. Finally, the doctor here, he
Wait a minute.
said that...
How do you know all this?
I was a forward observer. I've seen it, sir. Before that last attack, the Germans were registering fire exactly where our infantry was going to attack. Then they waited. And when our infantry did attack, they were zeroed in. Well, they just mowed our men down with mortars, with heavy machine gun fire, with artillery. They knew where all our forward OPs were located, too. I mean, they knocked them out one by one.
Anything else, Sergeant?
Well, no, sir.
Thanks. You too, Doctor.
Well, if you want my opinion, that man is obviously unbalanced.
Is he?
Well, you saw the way he behaved the day they brought him in here.
I think I can give you a pretty good explanation for that. What I can't explain is the combat record of this division. Now, let's take a good look in the mirror, gentlemen. Is it possible that our security is not what it should be?
General Barrett, I'm responsible to you for the operation of this division. If you don't have confidence in the way things are run around here, I would expect you to relieve me.
Okay, Colonel, okay.
And I can assure you, as far as this headquarters is concerned, that our security is absolutely airtight. I think Colonel Graham, as division intelligence officer, will bear me out.
Oh, absolutely, sir.
Please, gentlemen. I'm not interested in who's to blame. If there's something wrong here, let's find out what it is. Men's lives are at stake. Doug, I want you to call counterintelligence. You tell them to question Sergeant Collins right away. Tell them they'll have my full cooperation.
Yes, sir.
And not a word of this to anybody, even the rest of the staff.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Colonel. Let's get the others in here. Have to make out an operations order for this night attack.
Yes, sir.
General.
Yeah.
You should get some sleep, sir.
Johnny, after a night like that, the best thing to do is to keep going. Just made a tour of the regimental CPs. You have the after-action reports on last night's operation.
Captain Bauer has them right here, sir.
Sir, enemy artillery, mortar, and machine gun fire was extremely effective, taking our infantry units completely by surprise. Estimate of casualties in the assault battalions, 7 to 8%. In addition, 5 forward observation posts were destroyed by direct hits.
Thank you, Captain.
Sir.
Jose. Oh, he's in my section. He heads up the interrogation team.
Yeah, I knew this outfit was screwy, but I didn't know he had a detachment of Krauts.
Oh. He's the only one around here who speaks German fluently, and that's very useful in questioning prisoners. Oh, he's an American citizen. He's been through a security check that I'm not sure I could survive.
Huh. Well, your turn may come.
That reminds me, there's someone in your office waiting for you.
Oh, yeah? Who is he?
He'll identify himself.
What are you doing here, Sergeant?
Sir, I'm the new headquarters clerk, Sergeant Brock. I'm replacing Sergeant Bolus.
What happened to Sergeant Bolus?
Sir, they took him to the hospital yesterday afternoon. Appendicitis, I think.
You cleared to handle top secret material?
Yes, sir.
Mind if I close the door, General?
Not at all.
Major Larkin, Counterintelligence Corps.
Sit down, Major.
Thank you. Colonel Graham briefed me on the situation here. I've already started poking around. By the way, I'm supposed to be your new supply control officer.
That's right.
I'd like to have a talk with Sergeant Collins. Isn't it possible to hold him here a while longer?
Sure. Any doubt about that?
Well, he's notified this morning he might be sent up to Army headquarters sometime today, probably for court-martial.
Boy hasn't been charged yet. I have some eager beavers around here.
You know Sergeant Collins personally, sir?
That's right. Met the boy. Gone over his report. Doesn't seem to be the kind that would desert his post in combat, not without some justification.
Well, I'd still like to ask him a few questions.
Go ahead.
Now, as I understand it, Lieutenant Devlin was a senior forward artillery observer. Collins was a communications sergeant.
That's right.
It was Devlin's job to sketch the location of all forward OPs, send them up to headquarters.
Uh-huh.
The OPs in this division have been exceptionally vulnerable to enemy shell fire, way beyond the average.
You can say that again.
So, I checked the reports and the sketches and the files. They show unmistakable signs of tampering.
What kind of tampering?
You can see the impression made by the pencil used in tracing the sketches. It's quite possible your operational plans and orders have been copied also, but I haven't had time to check that out yet.
Got any ideas?
No, but do have a suggestion.
What's that?
A French woman that runs the local bistro is apparently very friendly with certain German officers when they occupied this village. You might want to place her bar off limits to American military personnel.
Yeah, possibly. I'll have Sergeant Collins brought over here. Who was it that alerted Sergeant Collins for possible transfer to Army headquarters?
I did, sir.
Did somebody tell you to?
Well, yes, sir, Colonel Talbot.
There was an inquiry from the Provost Marshal at Army headquarters, sir. Seems they've been notified to expect Collins.
From now on, anything that comes in about Sergeant Collins, I want to hear about it. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Go get Collins and bring him here.
Yes, sir. General, is he going to be court-martialed?
No, not right away.
You mind if I tell him that? He was pretty upset this morning when I told him he might be.
Go ahead, tell him.
Yes, sir.
We'll have Sergeant Collins here in a while. I'll call you. By the way, there's a new non-com outside, replacement for the Sergeant Major. He has access to all the files. I think you should check him out.
We'll check everybody out, including the general himself. Sir?
General Barrett wants to see Sergeant Collins in his office right away. Go get a doctor. I'll stay here with him and notify General Barrett.
Gonna send him to the hospital?
No, sir, that won't be necessary. I'll come by later and see him. Meanwhile, I'll send an orderly over to keep an eye on him.
Feel like talking, Andy? You know, I think I can help you, but you're gonna have to help me.
I ran away. Left my post and ran away.
Every man has his threshold of fear. You push him past it and he'll break. That's what happened to you. No reason to kill yourself.
They're gonna kill me anyway. They're sending me up to Army headquarters. They're gonna shoot me.
Nobody's sending you any place until I say so, and nobody's gonna shoot you. Not if what you told me is true.
It's true. I've seen it too many times. They sit there all zeroed in, and when our men attack, they knock them off one by one platoon after another.
Take it easy. Take it easy. And no more of this suicide stuff. Because that is cowardly. Now, you and I have a big responsibility. There's something wrong here. We have to find out what it is. A lot of men's lives are at stake, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, it was Lieutenant Devlin's job to report the location of all the forward OPs.
Yes, sir.
I want to know the exact procedure.
Well, sir, Lieutenant Devlin would get the information from the artillery units. Then he'd make a sketch showing the location of each OP.
Then he'd turn these over to headquarters.
That was my job. I'd go up there and turn them over to Colonel Graham, the G2.
Well, could it be that somebody got hold of these reports or copied them before they got to Colonel Graham?
No, sir, it's not possible. I always turned them over to Colonel Graham myself.
Let's keep this between you and me, huh? Don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. And don't try any more of your tricks. That's an order. right, Johnny. I'm going to walk.
Yes, sir.
Bar in the middle of town?
Yes, sir.
I want it placed off limits to all military personnel as of right now.
Yes, sir. My congratulations, General.
What for?
Oh, that woman, Madame Accard. She's a bad one. When the Germans were here, she was a collaborator in every possible way.
Why didn't you tell somebody?
Well, sir, nobody asked me. I have been with the military a long time now. I was in the French army before Dunkirk. When there's a change in command, I always wait to be asked.
Well, next time you have something to say, you just come to me, okay?
Okay. General, it is difficult taking over a new command. The old ways die hard, and the old loyalties, too. If there is anything I can do at any time.
I appreciate that.
Well, why not? After all, you are fighting for me. I am fighting for you. I think I have a bottle of that cognac left. I will deliver it to your quarters.
Major Larkin is waiting to see you, sir. I understand Sergeant Collins tried to commit suicide.
That's right.
Guess I better hold off on my questions for a while.
I did find out one thing. Collins always handed the OP reports over to Colonel Graham personally. No chance anybody else could have seen them.
Yes, sir, assuming the boy is telling the truth.
I think he's telling the truth.
I want to talk to you about Colonel Graham, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I think we may have to get a replacement.
For Graham?
I'm not trying to evade my own responsibility, General, but when I told you the security of this headquarters was airtight, that statement was incorrect. Major Larkin can explain. Well, you know, General, I've been doing a little espionage on my own here.
Yeah?
Without revealing my identity, I've had very little trouble in putting together quite a bit of information. Tell you the exact strength of each regiment and battalion in this division, precise order of battle, efficiency of each of your regimental commanders.
How'd you get this information?
Carbon paper dropped in wastebaskets instead of being burned, reports left out on desktops, questions answered too freely by headquarters personnel, a drink here, a cigarette there. It adds up to one thing, General. Colonel Graham is the G2. The security of this headquarters is his direct responsibility. But I'm not for 1 minute trying to minimize my own culpability.
Colonel, for God's sake, stop beating your breasts. I promise you, no matter what happens, you will not be required to commit Harry Camp.
I don't think I have to remind the General the seriousness of this matter.
I know the seriousness of it. But you're asking me to fire a member of my staff. I will not do that unless there's an absolute, thorough investigation.
I realize that Colonel Graham is a friend of yours.
Colonel, I thought by now you knew me better than that.
Well, if you still have confidence in him after what's just been said here, then I must go on record, sir. If you are unwilling to relieve him...
As of now, absolutely.
Then I must submit a request for transfer, sir.
You put it in writing, I'll sign it.
Yes, sir.
Well, now. You sure gathered a lot of information.
I'm nosy. Overall security is lax, General. No question about that.
Yeah, but we have to keep this investigation quiet. Morale around this division is at a low ebb. If they thought there was a security problem.
I understand. About Captain Bauer, your assistant G2. He speaks German, heads up the interrogation team.
That's right.
The military record seems flawless, but we do know his father once served in the German army.
Well, that doesn't make him a spy.
No, sir, it does not. Nor does it make him not a spy.
Well, what are you asking me to do? Transfer Bauer out of here?
No, I suggest we leave him right here so we can keep an eye on him.
Has anybody here seen a Provo Marshal?
I think he's up at Colonel Allen's CP.
I was having a quiet brandy at the bistro up the street. The MPs barged in and slapped an off-limits sign on the place.
That's prohibition. It'll never work.
Oh, now this is embarrassing as the devil. And I want to find out who's responsible.
I am.
Doug, I want to talk to you. Sit down. Doug, I got to tell you, the security in this headquarters is a disgrace. By the time that CIC man went through here, he knew everything but my bank balance.
Wait a minute,
And another thing, what is this, drinking with a woman who collaborated with the Germans? And don't tell me you didn't know about it, because it's your job to know. And also, I told you that we needed prisoner information. You haven't brought me one lousy prisoner.
Joe, I can't go out and get the prisoners myself. If the regiments don't bring them in, there's nothing I can do about it.
The hell you can't. You can go out and ride those S2s until they bring them in, instead of sitting here on your butt. Talbot thinks I ought to can you. He's probably right.
Look, just because I had a drink with a woman, that doesn't mean I'm stupid enough to give out information. You know me better than that. Sure, I goof off once in a while, Joe. I like a slap and tickle as well as the next man.
You can get away with that life of the party stuff in peacetime, but here it don't go. Now, you either cut the mustard or I send you back. I gotta put friendship aside. I'd hang my brother if they screwed up a combat assignment.
Yeah. I see your position, Joe. I can't blame you no matter what decision you make. But, Joe, I just hope you won't question my loyalty. No, I understand all the rest of it. But that I couldn't take.
It's not a question of loyalty. That's not the point. Well, probably take me a month to replace you anyway. And then if I sent you back to the States, how would you ever learn to be a soldier? Looks like I'm stuck with you.
I appreciate that, Joe.
Yeah.
The 44th is dug in along this river line here. 1 battalion reserve. The other 2 regiments are positioned here and here.
What about supplies? They're getting everything they need?
We're low on gasoline, but then so is everybody else. Plenty of food and ammunition.
And the new command post. Location still look all right?
Yes, sir. Now, we had a patrol up there at first light this morning. No sign of enemy activity.
Come in. What is it, Johnny?
Excuse me, General.
Sir, there's a woman correspondent outside. Her name is Helen Sawyer.
I don't want to see her. Tell her to talk to the PR officer.
She wants to see you. Sounds like she's some kind of hotshot. Says she has a big story and she doesn't want to talk to anybody but you.
What kind of story?
Sir, she picked up a rumor at Army headquarters that we had mass desertions down here. She also heard they were expecting a truckload of prisoners up at Army.
One thing we don't need around here is a woman reporter. Johnny, get rid of her. I don't want to see her. Just tell her the truth. Tell her we have a staff meeting in 5 minutes.
But you don't know this dame, sir. It'd take a miracle to get rid of her.
Well, you're a general's aide, Johnny. You're supposed to be good at miracles.
Yes, sir.
Before we get started, there's a bridge out on the La Capelle, Saint-Gilles Road. The engineers have located a suitable ford 100 yards downstream, and the route has been marked. I want you all to check your maps. Mark the exact location of the new forward command post. Now, you all received map coordinates at last Wednesday's briefing, right?
That's correct, sir.
In the advance party, I want the chief of staff, the G1, 2, 3, 4, the signal officer, and the commander of the Maquis detachment. Colonel Talbot, will you limit your transport to the absolute minimum? Just enough vehicles to get your communications in and your control elements set up. Get that, will you, Johnny? The move to the new CP will be made at night, with a minimum of advance notice.
What are you doing here, Sergeant?
Just straightening things out on the general's desk, sir.
I think the general will prefer to straighten out his own things.
Yes, sir.
Captain Sanchez.
Colonel Talbot?
Yes, sir.
I want you to schedule a move so the new headquarters is operational at 2200 hours tomorrow night. Is that clear?
2200 hours, yes, sir.
Anything important, Johnny?
The Corps Commander wants to see you tomorrow at 1400, sir.
The location of the new CP is well forward. Should give us tighter command control.
Graham, that, Captain?
Yes, he is, but I can't disturb him right now.
Major Hadley wants to be sure he gets this right away. Colonel Graham's been chewing out our S2 section for not taking any prisoners.
Headquarters this far forward, we have to maintain absolute security. Now, I expect you people to make this move quickly and to make it quiet.
Oh, sir?
Yeah.
Well, I think we got some good news here.
We can use something.
Patrol from the 44th brought back 4 prisoners. They're right outside.
Nice work.
One of them is an artillery officer. He might be able to answer some of our questions.
Good.
Captain Barr, get on this right away.
General, I would like to ask a favor. Let me question these prisoners.
I'm afraid not, Duval. That's a job for military intelligence. Captain Bauer's job.
But, General, he's a Boche himself.
I'm an American Army officer. Don't call me Boche!
I wouldn't trust any of them. I don't care what uniform they wear.
Wait a minute.
Just give me the officer, General. If he has any information, I swear I will get it from him. I know how. I learned from them.
Sorry, Duval. Military intelligence will question the prisoners. I want Captain Bauer to do the questioning. I want Major Larkin to be there.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, dismissed. Colonel Talbot, I don't know how long I'll be at Corps headquarters tomorrow. If I'm not back here, you start moving that command post.
Yes, sir.
Doug? Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
If Duval seems angry and bitter, he has good reason.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nonsense. You Americans, forgive me because I love you, but sometimes I think you don't know what the hell you are doing.
Sometimes I think you're right. Come in.
Excuse me, sir. There's a correspondent outside. Her name is Helen Sawyer, and she's very insistent. Says she's accredited to Army headquarters.
Yeah, well, you tell Miss Sawyer if she's accredited to Army, she should get her news from them.
Yes, sir.
News from an Army headquarters, General? You know better than that. Thank you, Colonel. You don't mind if I sit down?
What can I do for you?
I have some information about a situation here in your division. I thought I ought to get the story straight from you.
What story?
Well, everyone knows you've been having problems. But I understand you've actually had mass desertions under fire. Any comments about that?
Would you like a glass of wine?
All right.
Since I've been in command here, the men in this division have fought bravely. Taken heavy casualties. Now, I don't know where you got your information. But any talk about mass desertions is a lie.
Let's be frank with each other, General. The performance of the 14th has been pretty awful. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
That's what they tell me.
Your own record is very impressive. The 20th Division and before that in the Pacific.
Thank you.
You have a reputation as a first-rate aggressive combat commander. Tell me, how does it feel to take over an outfit where the morale is shot? Where groups of men turn and run under fire?
I don't know how it feels. I never had the experience.
You wouldn't say you were satisfied with the performance here, would you, General?
I prefer you didn't do that. I've never been satisfied with an outfit I commanded. Hope I never will be.
I happen to know there have been mass desertions. At your own division hospital, one of these men has tried to commit suicide. You're not going to tell me that's a lie.
I don't think I'm going to tell you anything.
It's a pretty serious situation, General, when young men are driven to suicide. There must be something pretty bad going on here to produce a situation like that. When a commander tries to cover up this sort of thing, refuses even to discuss it, and I think it's the obligation of the press to print the story. Let the public know. Let the Army know.
Know what?
Look, I'll get the story. Don't worry about that. Oh, but if I were you, I'd try to make sure it was the real story. See, this sort of thing sometimes gets distorted. You have a reputation to protect, General. Your career is at stake.
You're not trying to frighten me, are you?
I'm just trying to tell you.
Because that's why they pay me, you know. Not to be frightened.
Well, sir, it's been a pleasure.
Anytime.
I can see why the Germans have had trouble with you.
Yeah, why's that?
You're a very difficult man.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I try not to be.
Yes, sir, very difficult.
And just to prove to you how wrong you are, I'm going to tell you the straight story. This division has had one man turn and run since I've been in command here. One man. And I think his reasons were justified. This same man tried to commit suicide. Because he was more afraid of being a coward than of dying.
Sounds fascinating.
I'm telling you the truth because I don't want to pursue it any further. What I've told you has to remain completely off the record.
You can't ask me to do that.
The military effectiveness of this division is at stake, Miss Sawyer.
That's dirty pool, General.
Well, if we were shooting pool, I wouldn't care.
The overall name for the operation is Cobra, and it's General Bradley's plan for breaking out of the beachhead. Now, this area on the Saint-Lô-Perrier Road will get a heavy saturation bombing from the 8th Air Force. Following that, 2 infantry divisions will break through, one on the right and one on the left. This shoulder will be held open by the 14th, so that when George Patton takes command, his armor can barrel right on through the hole in the line.
General, I hate to say this, but we're not ready to take on a job like that.
You gonna start that again?
We've taken a couple of very bad beatings. Maybe it's our fault, maybe it isn't. But I can't recommend this outfit taking on a large-scale effort. Not right now.
I'm not asking for your recommendation.
I don't want to see my division take another bloodbath. But more than that, I don't want to see the entire operation screwed up.
What's happened to you, Joe? I never knew you to duck out on a fight. You've been dragging your tail for weeks now. General Bradley's noticed it, too.
I didn't ask for this job. Now, you people sent me down there to pull that outfit together. Why the hell can't you give me time to do it?
Joe, listen to me. If this plan works, it can open up all of France. It can shorten the war by a year, by 100,000 casualties.
I understand that. But I have a problem you have to understand.
What's that?
There may be a security leak in my headquarters. Maybe that's the reason we've gotten clobbered every time we've gone to bat. That's why we can't take any chances. Not right now. Not until I straighten it out.
You talking about suspicion, or are you talking about facts?
Talking about pretty solid suspicions. It'll take time to get the facts.
We don't have that kind of time. Cobra is already in motion. Look, there has to be a blocking division on that shoulder, and the 14th is the only outfit available. Now, we have to use and fight with what we have. There's no use looking around for excuses. My advice to you, General, is to crank up that division and stop belly aching.
Any use of my talking to General Bradley?
I'm quoting General Bradley.
Evening, General. Evening. What are you doing here, Sergeant?
Why, I don't really know for sure, sir.
George. The move going all right?
Yes, sir. Most of the staff is on the way to the new CP. I'm ready to go myself, but I wanted to tell you about Sergeant Collins.
Yeah, sit down, George. What's the story?
The provost marshal at Army headquarters sent a jeep down to pick him up. But I wouldn't let him go because you told me not to. They've been chewing me out ever since, all the way up to the deputy chief of staff.
What's the matter with those people? I'll tell you what it is. They're paperwork people. Army worms. They were told to expect a prisoner. By God, they're going to have a prisoner. Doesn't matter that they're sending a poor GI one step closer to a court-martial. It doesn't matter about him. As long as the paperwork looks good.
What do you want to do about it, General?
We don't have any choice, do we?
I'm afraid not, sir.
Yeah. Well, tell Collins I'll see him before he goes.
I'll go on ahead then, if it's all right with you.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, come in.
You remember those 4 German prisoners that were brought in yesterday?
Sure.
The artillery officer thought he'd destroyed all the papers he had on them. It's an operations overlay pinpointing the exact location of your new command post. And with enough firing data so that extremely heavy gunfire can be brought in right at that point. Got notation right there in German.
What does it say?
Firing by all batteries will commence at precisely 2200 hours, July 17th. That's tonight, the time you ordered your CP to be set up and operating.
Nobody knew where that new CP would be. Except the top people in his headquarters. 8 or 10 at the most.
That's right. I'm afraid it's one of your own people.
And the Germans knew the exact time when they could wipe out the entire staff.
See, lecture about an hour ago. Small convoy, they'll be about halfway there by now. They're on radio silence, but I'll send a man to try to stop them.
No, let them keep going. Let them set up that new CP.
Well, I don't understand, General.
Only one man knows it's going to be blown up, right?
Right.
We play our cards right, maybe he'll tip his hand. He either won't show up at all, or he's going to find a reason to get out of there by 2200. In either case, we find out who he is.
Who's going to be there to find out?
I am.
Well, you can't do that, General. You can't risk your lives, the lives of your officers and men. Hell, I've got one of my own men up there.
We'll have everybody out by 2200. Don't worry about it.
No, suppose something goes wrong. Now, begging the General's pardon, I don't think you've got the right...
If I had any alternative, I wouldn't do it.
Yes, sir.
This division's got a key assignment in the biggest operation so far. Now, if those plans get to the Germans now, if we get clobbered again, it could foul up the biggest American effort since D-Day. But we're going to find out who that spy is, and we're going to get rid of him.
I'd like very much to go along with you.
Sorry. If anything happens to me, I want somebody back here who knows the whole story. There's something you can't do. You find Sanchez, tell him I'll need the Jeep.
Just the two of you?
Well, Sanchez is pretty good with a carbine. Andy, I have to send you up to Army headquarters. I had no choice.
Means I get a court-martial, doesn't it?
No, not if I have any luck tonight. If I can prove there's been espionage around here, I can show that you helped uncover it. I can also show that there were extenuating circumstances when you left your post. Maybe get those charges withdrawn. But no matter what happens, I want you to realize one thing. You're no coward, you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're just an ordinary human being. No weaker, no stronger than the next guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. I can't promise anything, but I'll do the best I can.
Well, that's good enough for me, sir.
Going up to that new CP. Major Larkin tell you?
Yes, sir. He wanted to send a machine gun jeep along with us, but I told him how you like to travel light.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Got a letter from my sister today. Crazy kid asked me if I killed any Germans. What can I tell her? I say yes, and she'll hate me. I say no, and she'll be disappointed.
Tell her the truth. Tell her you're just as confused about killing as she is.
Yes, sir.
Anybody who likes to kill has to be off his rocker. Sometimes a war has to be fought. This one, for instance, doesn't mean it's a great idea. You have a brother, too.
17, and he wants to enlist.
I had a crazy dream the other night. Dreamt about my son. He was out in front of a battalion. He was being decorated. Know what the medal was for?
What, sir?
Cowardice. Yeah. Funny the things you dream. Want to be there by 21:30, Johnny. We got an hour.
No sweat, General. We'll make it easy.
Well, let's keep moving.
Yes, sir.
Run your long lines in through the window, and I want 3 field telephones sent in as fast as you can.
Sergeant Brock. Sir? Set up the G2 section in here. Then where am I going to put Colonel Avery, sir? We'll just have to put him someplace else.
All right, gentlemen, let's not waste time. This headquarters is scheduled to be operational by 2200 hours.
Johnny, when we get there, I want you to wait outside. Keep the engine running.
Yes, sir.
Anybody in that building after 2200 hours gets his head blown off. So if anything happens to me, you forget about security. You go in there and tell the staff to get the hell out of there.
Yes, sir.
Where have you been, Colonel?
I have to wait to see the general.
Is he coming up here?
As far as I know.
Where's the signalman?
Here, sir.
How are you coming with the radio and telephone installations?
We're working as fast as we can, sir.
Well, you've got exactly 1/2 hour left. If we don't have communications set up and working by 2200 hours, you're going to wish you hadn't been born.
You're a famous athlete. No? President of the United States? Let's see, you're a man, you're famous, and you're alive.
That's right. Hey, the Lone Ranger ain't dead, is he?
Maybe we ought to play some other game. Hold it, Cooper. Hold it right where you are.
My aid's hurt, Sergeant. I want you to get him back to a hospital.
Who are you?
I'm General Barrett. We got hit by a mine. We need some help.
Yes, sir. Forward! Cover on the double! Put this officer in your Jeep and take him back to the 471st Evac.
Not badly hurt, but I gave him some morphine to kill the pain.
What about you, General?
I'm fine. You have a radio in that rig?
No, sir.
And then you're going to have to take me up the road away, and you're going to have to go like hell.
Telephone lines are all in and operating, sir.
Well, what about your radio net?
We're still working on that, sir.
Well, you haven't got much time.
Fireball Main, this is Fireball forward. Come in, Fireball Main. Come in, Fireball Main. Fireball Main, this is Fireball forward. Fireball Main, this is Fireball forward. Come in, Fireball Main. Okay.
Thanks, Sergeant. Want me to wait for you, sir?
No, you get out of this area as soon as you can. Get back to your outfit.
Yes, sir.
Fireball forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fireball forward. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sergeant, do you have the time? The exact time?
Time? Yes, sir. It's exactly 21:43.
This watch of mine has been running fast. You're looking for something, Sergeant. Perhaps I can help you.
I found what I needed. Thank you, sir. Captain Barr?
Sergeant.
Back to the old command post, sir.
What for?
Sir, I've got work to do back there.
Now, I don't want any conversation. You tell me the truth or I'll blow your head off.
Sir, may I get something out of my pocket?
Make sure it's that pocket.
I'm in Major Larkin's CIC unit, General. You remember when they said Sergeant Bolus had appendicitis?
Yeah.
Well, that was just an excuse to plant me in your headquarters, sir. Sir, Major Larkin's expecting me to report right back.
What about?
On the security situation out here.
Seen anything suspicious?
No, sir. They'll have the command post operating on schedule about 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay, go ahead, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
That's the best route.
I agree with you, Colonel. Excuse me, sir. The team is this way?
Out the door to the left.
Thank you, sir.
patrol bring something in here a couple of hours ago. This is what it was.
Had anything to say for yourself?
No, nothing.
Why did you do it?
Come on, talk!
I did it because I had to. I did it to save my wife.
I thought your wife was dead.
We were captured together. The Germans let me go, but they kept her. They said as long as I supplied them with information, she would stay alive.
You all right, General?
Doug, we gotta get everybody out of here. This CP is gonna be destroyed by shellfire. Everybody out of here on the double. This place is gonna be blown up. Whatever you're doing, drop it. I said drop it.
Come on, move it! You haven't got all day. Move! Let's get out!
Move! Everybody out! Get out all right?
Colonel Graham's the only one missing.
Where could he be? What time is it?
22:03, sir.
3 minutes past. Your watch must be wrong. The Germans are never that late. Nice going, Doc.
Good source of information. Thought it might be worth saving.
Really nice going.
Yes, the preliminary air and artillery bombardment was very effective. And the 2 infantry divisions are attacking successfully. Tell General Bradley that the 14th is performing brilliantly. Joe Barrett can be proud of that outfit today. forward elements have already smashed through the German defenses, and they're opening a tremendous hole for General Patton when he takes command after the breakout.
Give him hell, General! You got the rifle, you give him hell.
General, this is Sergeant Collins.
Guess I owe you an apology, General. I was wrong about that boy.
By the way, Roger, whatever happened to that request for transfer? I signed it over a week ago.
I tore it up, sir. I hope you don't mind.
That's a bit irregular, isn't it? You gotta watch those things, Roger.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go, Johnny.
Georgie Patton's tank.
To Paris. Only one thing could stop him. If his tanks ran out of gas.
They wouldn't dare.